Alex Bean with K-Side Press, and I'm here with Jordan the Monkey King Leavitt, who returns to action against Claudio Puelles next Saturday on June 5th. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Got that intro out of the way. We were just joking. So I've only talked to you here and there a little bit since your UFC debut, and I do got some questions for you. First, congratulations on being a dad. Is it everything you expect?
It is easier than I anticipate. Well, I guess I'm the dad. I don't have to do as much as the mom, but it's kind of a blast. Little person, they grow and their brain develops exponentially, and she's learning she discovered her feet last week. That's pretty cool. Adults usually don't have those type of breakthroughs, but it's kind of nice to see like a little human having all these breakthroughs every day. So it's pretty nice. It definitely is a humbling and kind of beautiful experience.
Awesome. That's so cool. I'm happy for you. Um, what was the total amount of books that you read last year, and what was your favorite book?
Okay, so I read 70 books last year, and it's so hard to judge my favorite. My favorite fiction book was Prince of Fools by Mark Lawrence. That was a lot of fun. Kind of like a grim, dark, playful beginning to a nice trilogy. And then my favorite nonfiction book, probably Born to Run by McDonald. Those are probably my two favorite books from last year.
Awesome. How many books have you read so far this year?
Oh, I'm really slacking. Like nine so far this year. I started The Wheel of Time. It's like they're really dense books. Like it's like a 14-book series, and it's like 4.4 million words altogether. So like that's it's definitely slowing me down a lot. And I started Malazan, which is like 3.3 million words for like 10 books. So I just chose longer books this year. So numbers wise, I kind of am sucking, but content wise, I'm doing pretty well, I think.
When do you find time to read? Do you read when you wake up in the morning? Do you read at night? Do you read on the weekends?
I usually read whenever I have some downtime. Like before this interview, I was reading. When I jog or I'm driving, I listen to an audio book. When I'm getting physical therapy done on me, or just when I have some downtime, I wake up before my wife and the kids, so because the mom does everything, so they sleep longer. So I get some precious, an hour or so in the morning to read, and yeah, whenever I get the time, I get some downtime, I read. I'm not the best at watching TV shows. I have like a little OCD thing where like if I take any little break while watching or playing a video game, like I have to restart it. Like I have to do it in like one go, no interruptions, or like it ruins the experience. I have to restart so I don't miss any of like these little clues. So yeah, books are easier for me.
Makes sense. Did you do anything cool with your performance of the night check?
Oh crap! I'm sorry, Alex. I'm pretty dang boring. What I did, I bought a bookshelf, some Flavor God seasonings. Oh, I bought a nice Jesus painting by Greg Olson. Yeah, I spent like 1,000 of it, and I was like, I don't know how fighters blow their money because I can't think of anything I want. I guess when you've been poor, your entire adult life and like most of your life, it's kind of I can't like I have really simple tastes. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna buy that bookshelf. I'm gonna splurge, and I saw they're like $1,200. I'm like, I'm gonna get a minimalist $200 bookshelf and stuff. So even when I'm trying to like treat myself, I kind of I have too much of a frugal spirit.
Hey, that's not such a bad thing, to be honest with you. Save that money. So your fight against Matt Wiman I think it was a perfect introduction to the UFC fans who had never seen you fight before. Did you notice I guess, did you notice more interaction on your social media after that fight?
Oh yeah, definitely. I had a lot of more negative attention than I'm used to. Although that was a dirty way to win. how come you did the splits after you killed somebody? You know, and then the pictures are like the memes of me, Dirty Dancing lift with Patrick Swayze, like me photoshopped onto it. And there's like a body in the background. Yeah, there was some hate. And I'm not totally, you know, I understand. If you watch the sport, that's a pretty brutal way to win a fight. And the worst part about it is it goes to commercial break right after I win because I start to cry because I'm like freaking out. Never knocked somebody out before. Okay. So I knock him out. I do my split. And then I'm like, holy crap, I knocked him out. And the doctors are all rushing in and people all push me out of the way. And then I start to cry. And then commercial break, which is perfect because women, you know, they would have hated me and oh, then why'd you cry? You know what you did, kind of thing. So it was an emotional roller coaster for me that night. I went from like poverty level of like wealth to like lower middle class in 23 seconds. And then also I went viral for a slam. I got nominated for debut of the year. And there's a lot more attention on me. And then TMZ, those hacks, they post this interview and they like cut it so it's like Jordan thinks slam should be illegal. And I'm like, I didn't say that once. I'm like, well, sometimes you shouldn't spike someone on their head. Maybe that's not warranted. They're like, obviously, he thinks it should be illegal. So TMZ, never giving them another interview. Screw them. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. The extra attention, I'm a person that keeps to himself. So it's a little, it's a jarring, it's like a jarring adjustment for my life. People recognize, my last week in my old condo, someone recognized me as I was walking to my house, like, hey, you're the UFC guy. And I was like, oh, okay, that's why I'm moving next week. But I got so refunded. So now, like, I like wear a hoodie. It's freaking 100 degrees in Vegas. Okay, I like wear my hoodie and I have my mask and like I don't wear anything UFC related because I'm scared of people like talking to me. Yeah, I'm a private person, so this is weird. Even though I have a very small niche level of fame, I still live in Las Vegas, so several people recognize me.
Yeah, I guess you can't escape it 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your fight with Claudio. What do you think of the matchup? And I guess, did you know about him before they offered the fight to you?
I did not know about him before they offered the fight. When I watched his fights, I recognized, oh yeah, that's the kid that comes from behind knee bar and stuff. It's a very interesting matchup. He hasn't fought for about 2 years, and we're both grapplers. We're both southpaws. He doesn't like to strike, and I haven't had to strike. So it's like, it's hard to prepare because I'm not sure if he plans on taking me down, which I would love. I would love for him to try to take me down, or if he's going to try to like keep it on the feet. But I'm not sure how dangerous he is on the feet. So for me, it's like there's a lot of potential for this fight to be a really boring, awkward fight, and that's kind of disappointing. I mean, he could kick me in the head in 10 seconds. Highlight for him, you know. So totally open to that possibility. I could somehow knock someone out on purpose this time. Last one was an accident. But this fight has a lot of variables. I'm not sure how it's going to go. I would love to go out there and submit him or finish him however I need to. But I'm preparing for 3 rounds. He's kind of awkward. We're both defensively minded. He's tough. Yeah, it should be awkward. I'm excited to flex some new muscles I haven't had to flex in my fight career.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. You didn't get to show off your striking, which I know you kind of wanted to do against Matt Wiman. Are you planning to kind of show that off at all?
Yeah, I really feel like there's a definite advantage on the feet for me, even though if you watch our fights, that would not seem the case at all. I have power. I have defense. I'm very awkward on the feet. On the ground, I think I have the advantage as well. Like, I think I'm way more dangerous submission-wise. I think I'm a better wrestler, even if he is a Peruvian wrestling national champ. I didn't know they wrestled in Peru, but maybe they do. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm just ignorant to South American wrestling culture. But I think I'm better everywhere. But he's also young. We're both very young. He could have improved exponentially the past 2 years. So for me, I always prefer to fight someone who's more active, because that way I'm okay. 3 months, how much can you improve? But in 2 years, you can improve massively. Like I would whoop if I had to fight myself in 2 years ago. I would win that fight not easily, because I'm a beast even 2 years ago. But he's young. He can improve a lot. So I'm expecting the best version of him. I'm expecting him to have knockout power. I'm expecting his single legs, his double legs to be a lot more clean, and maybe his grappling will finally be dangerous. That's as much shade as I'm going to throw. But yeah, I'm waiting for a hard fight, and I'm preparing for that. And just got to trust my preparation and believe in myself, and I think it should be a winnable fight for me.
That's awesome. Do you have a celebration planned out?
Like a dance, or like
a dance
party, or
yeah, no, yeah.
I have some things planned for if the gods of war bless me with a victory. I have a few raucous celebration things to do, and I'm quite excited, and I think it's gonna be fun. I'm planning it out. I'm planning it pretty meticulously. I've been practicing my celebrations a little bit. Yeah, I'm excited. I really hope I win. I'd be so depressed if I lost. I prepare all these things for, afterwards. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I might some new moves will probably being taken out of the toolbox for sure.
I guess finally, let's go back to your splits. So, I mean, you doing the splits have just like made people lose their mind. I mean, you've been doing you've been doing your splits for so long, and it was the first time UFC fans had seen you do splits, and they lost their mind. I mean, what do you take of that?
It's always been my thing. Ever since like high school wrestling, I used to do it as like a joke. Like before your match, you always had to like put your toe on the line and shake hands. I would like fall into a split to the line, and then I get up, and I just did weird stuff like that. So when I started doing it during my fight career, I kind of just kept it. But it's definitely funny you mentioned my split, because I'm actually not that flexible other ways. I actually hired a mobility coach for the first time, PJ May, the flexibility maestro himself. He's really been helping me take my flexibility to new levels. So my split will be a lot more clean. I won't have to do like the little, like the dad, like wiggle myself up out of it. I can't get out of it clean. So yeah, I'm more flexible for this fight. So the fans who like that split, it's a little bit better now. But yeah, they lost their minds. And it definitely, people are like, hey, you're the split guy, and now you're the slam guy. I prefer split guy to be honest. But yeah, only me and Jimmo did it, so yeah, I'll keep it.
That's right. That's right. I lied. Finally, one more question. Did you watch UFC 262 last weekend by chance?
Of course I did.
What do you think of the main event?
It went how I was hoping it would go. Charles Oliveira has been like one of my favorites. I started watching MMA right around his debut, actually. I think his debut was probably one of the first fights I ever watched live. So it's kind of cool to see someone. Usually, if you don't win your title the first like 5 years, like numbers wise, you don't win it generally. It's nice to see someone break the trend, especially someone in the more competitive lighter weight classes. Somebody who had like a reputation for being a quitter, for not being tough, and then really toughing it out. I feel like a lot of people, the UFC obviously put all their eggs in one basket. They were marketing Chandler ridiculously. And I'm like, dude, you're going to pick Chandler, who also doesn't deal well with pressure, okay? Chandler has only one knockout out of the first round, and everyone's all picking him to start Charles. So it was nice. It was nice. It was it's always happy to see like a nice little come from behind underdog type of story, and that's what the Oliveira career trajectory has been. I'm super happy for him, and I'll still crush you if I face you. But yeah, it's hard not to be happy for him.
What about Beneil Dariush and Tony Ferguson?
That fight, bro. So as a Tony fan, it's heartbreaking. But also, how do you not support Bernil? Benil. I would say Bernil. Bernil's such a nice guy, and he's been grinding, and he deserves his shot. And I want to see him versus Islam Makhachev. Honestly, I think he'd smoke Islam. But yeah, man, Ferguson fights break my heart because the UFC really. You just give him a guy that's not going to wrestle him. Like, he doesn't take damage from the guys that wrestle him. Like, give him, like, a nice they're wasting the whole Tony potential thing. Like, Tony Ferguson does better when, like, the fights can be drawn out. There's more like, engagement on the feet. There's more chaos. You put him against, like, a guy who's just going to be a wet blanket. It's going to be they're not going to beat Tony Ferguson in an exciting way that way. Like, so I feel like one of the most exciting fighters of all time, you're kind of wasting his potential by just putting him with guys that are horrible matchups for him. They do the same thing to RDA. They're like, everyone who loves to wrestle Leon guy, they want to fight RDA. Ain't no one else want to fight RDA. And so it's like, dude, nah. And also, I guess you got to kind of blame the fighters. You accept the fights, but, you know, everyone's too macho to say, hey, man, like, bad matchup for me. Let's do something better, you know, better suited for my fight style. So I really hope to give Tony Ferguson versus Paul Felder. That would be a great fight. Tony Ferguson versus Drew Dober. I love that fight. I feel like right now Tony Ferguson's not in the top 5 anymore. And the UFC really, they've dragged their feet on these rankings. Like, how do you lose 2 in a row and you're still number 4? And then he's still like top 7 or top 6? Yeah. They're kind of, I don't like that. But yeah, that fight broke my heart. Super happy for Benil. Deserves it, but also, I wish he would have beat anybody else.
Hey, no, totally. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, Jordan. If you want to plug your social media and plug your sponsors, go right ahead.
Okay. You want to follow me? I'm Monkey King UFC on Instagram, and I think Mr. Jojo Monkey King on Twitter, but I don't use that, so don't follow that one. Special thank you to my entire syndicate family, one of the best gyms around. Special thank you to my flexibility and strength coach, PJ May, who's really helped me keep me healthy for this camp. And a very, very, very special thank you to Neil Melanson, the ground marshal himself. I've been working a lot with him, and I think to show a lot of the stuff he's been showing me for this camp. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jordan, and good luck next Saturday.
Yeah, thank you very much. You have a good one.